Wow, second stream of the day already. I'm back. The crash was real. The terminal velocity indeed terminated my velocity here. I'm trying to let my other stream, the YouTube stream, know that there is a second session. They really need to fix this on YouTube. There you go. Well, you know, it is what it is. I'm back. Hopefully I didn't lose everyone. But we're gonna do what we gotta do. We got Hypnotic still here. That's good. Got people coming in. Okay, well, the terminal velocity decided not to work. I'm not really sure if it's just my usual every now and then crash. Ah, there it is. Saying velocity. Don't catch me saying that again. Velocity there. Would be nice to spell that correctly, probably. I like how it decided not to tell me that something was wrong, but just crashed the whole stream instead. Jacob says, "Whoa, what game is that? What game is what? What are we talking about? Are we talking about this? This is our Berry Folk stream overlay. Velocity? Yeah. A different type of game. Not the type of game that we like to talk about. Sorry. We don't condone that kind of language here. We're gentlemen. Okay. There's some issue here with queuing and freeing. I will queue free after the level has been loaded in. How about that? And then the terminal velocity is a little bit too low. So I'm going to increase that a little bit. So we're going to get to our player body. Go to the movement. How about 700? That seems doable. Hey, Hypnotic's first again. Rafa says, I started looping your last few words on the other vid. Oh, it did? Dang. That's kind of scary. Hopefully, you guys were able to see the chat and see that there's a different video here. Feels a little bit floaty. I don't know, it's part of the design. Hold on, is this? Okay, that's about the amount of jump I wanted, I think. Hypnotic's double first. You got double firsted. Hypnotic got double firsted on my stream. Okay. Camera movement maybe I need to adjust. I feel like the fall speed isn't particularly bad. Maybe I'll do 650 here. The camera's a little bit too slow, I think. So we're going to fix the camera here. We'll make it 4. How about that? Man, I'm taking a lot of time just adjusting that speed here in the beginning. But that's kind of important, I think. Do 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 do. This is a different type of game. It's like Contra, right? Something like that would be like a little side-scrolling platformer action game. Something about the camera position I don't like. I think it's the problem with the camera position being not centered. So I think I might push the camera up a little bit. We got offset. We got the limit here, 0, 0, 0. That's fine. Drag. We got the drag with the margin. That's okay. It's still relative positioning to the player. I think that's the issue. So we're going to change the camera position just to be tiny bit above the player. There you go. I think that might be a little better. Okay. Whoa, I'm gonna snooze the ad here. because that's just how it goes. That feels a little bit better. Rafa says advanced. Advanced indeed. Oh, Rafa says, this looks good. It's pretty advanced. Good job. Thank you. I appreciate that. Rafa also says, I was doing something else and then you started repeating and I was like, is he joking? No, I'm trying to annoy you. You didn't know? Okay, so we started here. That's good. Now we can actually try to come up with some level design for this particular bit. Tutorial level, we're going to turn that off. With the entrance level, maybe I'll bring it down a little bit here. So you get to see more of it. And I suppose this, I think we're going to do some platforming out here. So let's do terrain. I mean, it's pretty fun to make, I think, at least. So we'll do this here, like that. And the platforming will be a little bit scary here. There's no guarantee that this is like a perfect distance or not. And technically, I should probably start from level 1, honestly. So that I don't have to do the tutorial part ever again. And luckily, I implemented this so that you don't. I can just go entrance level now. Okay. That's pretty easy. Oh. Okay. Now what? I mean, I like the idea of having to do a little bit of platforming and then you get to a position of needing to do some puzzle. I think the puzzle always means that there needs to be a little bit of hint of what, like where what could be. So we can say, let's see. I think this one is pretty easy, actually. I like that there's like a hint of like, oh, there might be something here, but you know, nothing meaningful. And then we could even give a hint, visual hint of like, let's see, something like that, right? And then put like a, what's appropriate to put in here? Like a button, maybe a collectible or something like that. And then the idea is the past, if we do the past mode, you can see that there's this like thing. And then, oh, maybe I could even get rid of this actually. Gee, I don't know what that was. And then do that. Something. And then we could always put the little time capsule thing in here. And I think that works automatically. I don't think I have to implement that separately. I think. Let's see. If I did everything right, it should just work. Oh gosh. It's kind of scary actually. Oh, I need to lower the parallax. Oh, wow. It just does work. Ah, no, I can't. Anyways, all right, that's cool. Okay, so I can pick it up and drop it. And then maybe there's somewhere I can go here. I wonder what I can. I mean, switch is pretty obvious one to be like, oh, you run back. The idea of running back to an old location to access new thing. Oh, you know what? There could be a key. Couldn't there be? Is that too obvious though? I don't know. Something we can figure out. Key could be a thing. I do want to get to a part of like actually doing some deduction thing. I guess what I could do is have a little bit of a planning here. What are some of the snapshots we can have? So I'm thinking we got over here. I guess we don't want it to be too frustrating, so we will make this climbable. Got the tile map here. Draw this out. Ooh. Like that. That should work. There you go. That's good. I could go up there like that. Ugh. Okay. That is kind of frustrating. That's good. That's perfect. My first platforming out here. Uh-huh. I mean, that's definitely a skill issue. It's not the level design issue. Oh, gee. Now I'm getting nervous. It was so easy the first time. All right. I want to have some sort of like ghosty figure. And I need to kind of deduce basically who killed whom. That's, I think, is the idea. I mean, it would be too obvious, right? If I see a snapshot, like you need at least like 3 different snapshots in order to see where what has went. Ooh, I know. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna have a 3 different time slots. So that one was to go back to like way past. And then I think we're gonna have like about 3 different snapshots, and you get to like look between different snapshots to track where the key or some sort of like message has went to. And that's going to kind of reveal this concept of, oh, you're not just platforming, you're deducing the level. Skibidi says, where are you making a custom game engine? No, this is Godot. Godot is a existing game engine that I'm reusing. Hey, thanks for the follow, Skibidi. Oh, so basic. Yeah, basic. Basic stuff. I'd make my own custom game engine for this. I mean, you could. That would be pretty cool to do. I like reusing things that are existing, so that's what we're doing here. Of course, there is a benefit in making your own engine, of course. But at least good thing about Godot is that it's open source. So if you really wanted to make your own custom implementation on top of it, you could always download the source repository and make changes to it. It's like just as good as making your own game engine, except you have a starting point where you get to edit whatever you want. Skibidi says, I use Roblox Studio. It's starting to get better than Unreal now. The updates are crazy. You can make crazy AAA quality games now. Well, no, I don't like using stuff not made by me for optimization reasons, unless that's just Roblox Studio issue. Of course, hey, look, everybody has their own favors and flavors of ways that you want to work with. And, you know, that's cool. I get that. I used to think that way. I have no idea how many times I tried to restart making my own game engine before I was like, oh, okay, I don't have that much time. But you know what? You sound like you actually have a lot of time to study this and actually learn from it. So I'd say it's great that you like to make your own game engine. Go ahead. You work 16 plus hours a day. Well, I meant more like you have a lot of time as in you're young. It's different type of time. You have more time to live, statistically speaking. As in, right now is the time. Grab it by the horn. Arcadiod says, "Good day, hello Arcadiod." Scooby says, "Yeah, young, but also I'm self-employed, not in university yet." I see. Well, you know what? That's all good. I really wish you good luck, and I'm sure you can do it. Oh, okay. So we got that. All right. So I do need to create some snapshots here to make it work. Now I need to make multiple snapshots, I think. So I'll do that. I think what I'm going to do is have maybe color the time flames differently. So we have one color tile or time flame that's meant to be time layer that is going to be associated with. I might have to go back where 0 is time layer, 0 is the present, and then higher the number, more past it goes to. So we can make multiple frames here. Let's do a little bit of level design here. So I'm thinking I'm going to have the second layer here. That means you still need to drop it and like control it. There might be a puzzle of like, let's say I create another one. Oops. Here. Time layer 2. And then we can say time layer 1. And this is time index 0 here. And we can create another one and say, we should probably have a folder for each level so it's not confusing. So we'll create another folder for entrance. Drag and drop this right here. And script, attach script. This one is going to be time layer 2, which I guess I could just drag and drop, which, let's see, time group, and attach this. Now layer 1, this is going to be layer 2, I guess. And I want the time capsule to, or the flame to specifically target a layer. So I'm going to change it and say present is 1. And this one is going to be 1, 2. Time flame, this one is going to reveal layer 1 here. And for time flame triggering when interact, we do time toggle here. And we're going to emit, we're going to change the signal so that it shows you the time layer toggle, which will be int. Yeah. And that means we're going to provide the time layer information here. We're deactivating. When we're deactivating, we're probably going to provide 0 as a time layer. And we're going to do search for this, where this is connected. On time toggle, Over here, time layer. And instead of just doing +1, I think we're going to just exactly attribute the layer number. So time layer is going to be the current time index. This one doesn't really care. It's just turning it on. There's another one here on time toggle, time layer int. This one is for time group. When time toggle happens, if it belongs to the layer, then it turns on. Cool. I think that should work. Wow, Skibidi is really sharing here. Let's see. Skippy says, wait, Godot uses Python? It's kind of Python-like. Godot can use, I believe, C#. And then GDScript is a scripting language that comes with the engine. It is, I hear that it is inspired by Python. It's very similar to Python from what I hear. Professionally speaking, I've never used Python. I've used like a lot of Node.js, TypeScript, and Java. Professionally when I was software engineer, so I can't speak to that, but I hear it's very similar to Python. So on time toggle, I feel like this is it. If the time index that's been provided equals to the current time index, then we're going to do this. So we don't even need to do that. We can just go like this. Yeah, because that's the toggling in. That's what we're toggling into. That means for the tutorial level as well, we're going to change some of the layer information. We're going to change that to 1. And present is from that one going to be 0. And then the time flame, we're just going to say it's going to toggle on layer 1. Let's see how that goes. We'll test it on both the tutorial level and the entrance level, so we'll see. Spotmonk says GDScript is Pythonic, but it isn't Python exactly. Yeah, Python-like, Pythonic. Those are all fun words to say. Okay, that didn't quite work. Well, at least the parallax layer didn't come on, so I'm going to have to fix that. Skippity says, oh, so it's like Lua on Roblox, like forked? I don't think it's forked. Okay, so at least the layer is working, but the parallax is not paying attention to it. So I'm going to go over here, layer here, visible if the current time index becomes 0. Oh, we're other way around now. Okay, Mel Gibson says, what's the name of this project? I don't have a name right now. The intention, the project is Quick Game Number 1, because the intention was that I wanted to make a quick game where the whole concept is that I want people to understand the game play within first 5 minutes of playing. So that's the goal. It's one of those series. Right now, I don't know what the appropriate title would be. The game is it's a platforming game. Platform puzzle that's kind of inspired by Obra Dinn, Return of Obra Dinn, where this character can toggle different like these time layers to see a snapshot into the past. And then the idea is you will learn to navigate and solve puzzle by jumping into different time zone. Rafa says Pythonvania, exactly. So you can see how different time can be triggered here this way. Arcadia says, have you worked with multiplayer syncing states in multiplayer? Just wondering. I think I will get there. I haven't done it. But I do have a plan. I've been reading the documentation on that because so many people have been asking me if I'm going to do multiplayer tutorial on my YouTube channel. So that's definitely something that I probably will have to do. Okay, my bot's not working, so I'm just gonna manually link my YouTube channel. I think it's this. I misspelled it. That's not it. As the dev. This one. That's my YouTube channel, so you can follow. But I have a feeling that you're probably gonna finish your game before I get around to doing my tutorial. Sorcerer says Lua is meant to be embedded within another code base that uses the C, I don't know what ABI for interop. Oh, interop. What's the ABI? Python is a much bigger runtime, so is JavaScript for the matter. So likely JavaScript is very small, like Lua, with Pythonic syntax. Yeah, only syntax only. When we say Pythonic, we don't really mean, I don't think anybody would think that they are forking the language itself. The runtime, I believe, is run in something C-like. The Godot engine might be written in C++ itself, potentially. And then the script interpretation, right? This is not a compile script, it's a interpretive script, I think. Yeah, Godot is made in C++, yeah. So the script compiling or interpreting probably is done programmatically via C++. Like how I do with my dialogue plugin. I created my own scripting language for the dialogue, and then I interpret it through GDScript, which is then interpreted through C++, etc., etc. Does what it does. Okay, so this one is working. That means I'm going to check my tutorial level now. Tutorial level here. Jump. Okay, I will jump. Hold shift to run. Oh, wait, we are already on layer 0 right now. That is not... Okay, I'm gonna have to fix this. Oh, it starts... Okay, that's what's happening. I forgot to hide it. I guess I should make it so that the layers disappear accordingly if it's not supposed to be on. There we go. Oh, cool. Just working on a game that's RPG and the animation syncing is like, you think it would... Hold on. I'll read it. Just give me a second. This seems like it's not working. Or it's on by default right now. Game ready. It's going to do it. Time index. Oh, that's why. Time layer is comparing to the time layer with the on toggle. It is 0 right now. There you go. That's why. ArcadioD says, oh, cool. Just working on game with RPG. Okay, yeah, this was in regards to question about the multiplayer, right? The animation syncing is like, you think it would work like I think it would, but haha. Yeah, no, multiplayer is actually really tough. Especially because of the syncing. But sometimes, that's why a lot of the times, a lot of multiplayer games, especially competitive games, they kind of forego the desire. Oh, I just soft locked myself. They forego the need to perfectly sync the animation. Because sometimes that's enough, especially if it's not competitive, but more like co-op like. You let the server, whoever the server is, be the source of truth. But the thing is, like, it's unfair if it's peer-to-peer server, because one of the people has source of truth while the other doesn't. So, yeah. Durzuas07 says, how much math do you think is necessary to know to be able to make a fun game with interesting mechanic? Okay. To make a fun game with interesting mechanic itself doesn't require any math, right? Math doesn't make it fun. Knowing math helps you with figuring out some of the, like, your ability to come up with ways to implement your fun mechanic. It really depends on the mechanic, right? Like right now, I'm not requiring any math to do this. But for like deck builder, even like calculating how the hand curves or like some of those like graphical thing, math does help. But you don't have to be like amazing at it. Ah, my YouTube bitrate is also suffering suddenly. Hello, 3BL Discool. Welcome. Sorcerer says, one key difference I just looked up is GDScript doesn't have a garbage collection. It uses reference counting. That makes for a smaller runtime and works better with C++ memory model. Yeah, you do have to free memory manually. There's a whole concept of queue freeing a node. So anything that's on scene, on tree, you need to do memory management. But if you do certain type of class like ref count it, they don't, their lifetime is basically like garbage collection lifetime. So there is a concept of orphaning a node, orphaning a object. And you do need to make sure you manage that. Otherwise you start getting like performance issue if you don't clear out manually. But, you know, that's a good practice to have in game development in general. Kane SC says, I think you have to be able to design proper components, in quote, in a technical and in a gameplay way. Yeah, you know, I agree. Spotmonk says, did you finish your package of things for games you were doing months ago? I could use some deck building game stuff. It's still there. I didn't release it. I just felt like it's okay. So all the functionality is there, but I didn't get to clean it up. Spotmonk said, hey, okay. I am reluctant to share this, but I ran across something on Reddit, Godot Reddit, and there was a Slay the Spire, like a package. Somebody, I don't know where it is exactly. I saw it on Reddit. I was like, ah, dang, that's what I should have released. It was a deck builder making plugin or like a template where they basically implemented everything you would for like game like Slay the Spire. And then you can inject your own logic via the pattern of decorators and interceptors. Meaning interceptors work like there's like a basic design pattern for the game. For example, I can be like a call card action. Interceptor would be like you can intercept and inject logic before the card gets executed or after the card gets executed. That way you can customize some of the behaviors given the parameters. So it's like, it sounded like it was a perfect software design for anybody who's making basically another deck builder. Unless you're talking about my shader collection. My shader collection is still out there. I just haven't shared it. I can focus on it. I can prioritize it if that's something you really need. 3BL Discool says, can you answer a Unity question or can you have it direct me somewhere else? Yeah, sure. Why not? We do have Unity developers within the community as well. So maybe we are able to, or we might not be. Or if it is like generic enough where it's like, oh yeah, that's a programming question as opposed to Unity question, then we could point you the right way probably. Kane says, every time I look up any random C++ stream, I just think why I picked Unreal, but I blame Unity and its editor. Whatever, dude. Just come to Godot. We're good. We don't have to pay money when we make money. But yeah. But yeah, Spotmuck, do tell me the specifics on which one you're talking about. Are you talking about my let's make every single type of deck builder, or are you talking about the card shaders that I made? I'm just auto driving right now. Okay, so reason I did all that is because I wanted to have multiple layers of flame. That is, if we go back to our entrance level here, so imagine I have another time flame here, like so, which will be here. And then this one is going to be layer 2. And then the layer 2 will have maybe its own tile map layer. And this one is going to also load a main tile set. And let's say that one adds, I don't know, maybe a platform over here for a test. I just want to see it. Let's say that's what I'm doing here. So this one is layer 2, and I want to be able to turn that on. On layer 1, I'm going to make it so that you can climb this up one more time. So that means I need to make sure this is properly drawn. Yeah, something. Ooh, that's not going to work. Oh, that's why I had to do that. Okay. Well, potentially. Let me see. Hold on. So I'm going to make this design. Do one of these things. It's going to go up. This is a problem. And I probably will do something like that. Let me just see what's under there. I might be able to actually jump up there. So let's see if that works. Oh, gee. Sorry, Hypnotic. Thanks for the raid. Jeez, I didn't even see it. All right, let's give a shout out to Hypnotic here. Shout out Hip. I don't know how to spell. Your name's a little too long, Hypnotic. Boom. I was a little bit too focused here. My bad. Spot Monk says, you were making a package of different types of games. I remember Balacha. Yeah. That one. I still have it. That package is still out here. I haven't finished it or cleaned it up enough to like feel like I can release a video about it. That's why I haven't done anything yet. I know you really need it. I'm sorry. I wish I could do it. Not a Game says my name is too long. It's long in the sense that I can't spell it without looking at it. Thanks everyone. Welcome all the Gadunts to the stream of non-Gadunt. We're on the right side of the hemisphere, so to speak. Okay, so that's layer 1. And then we're going to go over here. What I'm going to do... Oh, gosh. Okay, I can't even test that. That's a hard jump. Hold on. I need one more. I'm going to change this so that this is probably over here instead. So if I do this, I can get rid of one of these. Like that. Yeah. Let's do that. Hypnotic like your name is 13 characters. Mine is 14. Get over it. It's true. But mine is spelled correctly. Puppies for life. Thanks for the follow. Mel Gibbs says Unity is still a great engine despite brilliant CEO decisions. Hey, look, public companies. I'm not for it, I think. Kane says to Mel Gibson, it would be great to write C# for games, but when I tried Unity a year ago, it was just a mess. You cannot find any proper documentation and tutorials even for basic things like move. You know what's funny about Unity? When Unity first came out before it became IPO, meaning before it became a public company, they were actually known for good documentation when they were starting out. When a lot of the indie developers were jumping on Unity back then, that was one of the main like positives that they talked about. This is before like asset library was big too. And I was like, oh, that's great. And when I finally jumped into it like 2 years ago, I was like, it's not even complete. Feature is not complete. I was using like render 2D pipeline or whatever, and it wasn't working very well. I couldn't find any answers. It was weird. Kane says, scripts, etc. Everything was deprecated and the editor was mess, so I deinstalled it. Yeah. 3BL Discool says, did Ezra answer the question I got? Oh, shoot. I did answer some question here. Let me go read it again. Guy says, I switched my game from Unity to Godot and it was way easier than I anticipated. Yeah, I mean, once you understand how to make games in one engine, making it another is not that difficult, I feel. Of course, there's like kinks and, whatever. Okay. Discool, let me see your question again, see if I answered it. The school says, can you answer a Unity question or can you direct me? I said, yeah, go ahead. And you said, so I deleted some animations in the Unity engine and I did some tests without them. Then I added them back through the internal files in File Explorer, and now it's crashing upon opening it. I deleted them in File Explorer to see if it would fix it, and it didn't work. Sounds like there's some caching issue. At least Godot does this. Any kind of game engine, I feel like, okay, don't take my word for it. This is speculation. If there's other Unity developer out there that has faced this issue and can answer this cool question, please let me know. But at least in Godot, this happens with version controlling too, where like they create unique ID for the resources they're using within the project. So even if you get into this like weird version situation where you're using the same file but different unique ID that gets generated and there's a collision between the two, then the engine just breaks down and it doesn't know how to process it. But you're saying that even when you deleted the file, it broke. Is it same name? First of all, is the name exactly the same? And second, is it in the same directory? That's what I would think. Because if it's like, oh, I cached this location of this file and I have indexed it as certain resource ID, and if I refer to it and it's not there, you would think that the engine will ask, being like, couldn't resolve this file. Tell me where it is. But maybe that, I don't know. That's my speculation, but who knows? Squid says, what's the best way to learn GDScript? You want the shill way or you want the actual way? The actual way. Okay, I'll do both. The actual way, in my opinion, especially if you're familiar with programming in general, even if you're not, is to go through the document. I actually like, I mean, that's how I learned. You go there, and especially if it's the first time, you go to getting started, you do your first 2D game, blah, blah, blah. And then, actually, there's a GDQuest, GDScript learning tool or something like that, which is pretty impressive how much they did on this. Like, there's this whole thing. I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. It's like basically a programming course. They have this like program thing with different lesson plans. I didn't really look at everything, but it's like clear enough that I feel like you could learn everything. Pretty sick, right? Go check it out, right? GDQuest. Now, the shill way, reason I say a shill way is because I sell a course. I'm selling a 30 days, make your own first game on Godot course. And there's a 50% off code right now. And we're on week 3. We just finished week 3. And part of the process is like, yes, I'm teaching the platform or the engine by showing you what Node is and what all these things are. But part of the process is that I actually introduce concepts like, you know, conditional statements, loops, and then the variables, variable types, all these other programming concepts in a very like beginner friendly and ramping up way. So that's something to consider. But if you're looking for free tools, GDQuest is great. Documentation is great. I guess I should probably here. I'm gonna drop a link for both. Here's the course. Might be expensive. Get 50% off with the code Godot1 specifically. Code Godot1 for 50% off, and support me in my cause. Squid says, thanks for the information. Yeah, no problem. Let's see. Cooley says, damn, he went there. Yeah, I did go there. Melgison says, is your Godot interface C set at 100% or 115%? Somehow your text is more readable than other Godot streams I've watched. Aha! Aha! See, this is how I beat other streamers. Hypnotic, take notes. No, just kidding. Recent, yes, it is 150%. I set it at high. Also, I don't know if you noticed, my mouse is huge too. My mouse pointer. It took me a while to get used to it, but in one of my first tutorial videos I released, somebody was like, I can't see anything. so I was like, okay, fine, I'll increase the mouse size. So I increased the mouse size and the font size. It got little. Okay, the first time you do 150% text size, it feels a little claustrophobic. It's a little bit too much. You can't see anything, but now I'm used to it. So now I'm like, I can't see anything if I go to 100%. So I have to work at 150%. Also, it forces you to code less. But yeah. Mel Gibson says there's a GD Quest app. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Mike Carr says the Breckie vid is a good start. Definitely a good start. Mike Carr also says, I was just about to say Unity's documentation was the business. Yeah, I love it. I would say now Godot is leading the way in documentation. It definitely is. Cooley says, I keep bouncing between engines. It sucks. I wish Flex Engine would take off more because I love it, but I'm not sure it's ready. Dude, just stick with one and do your best there. Like most of the game ideas that you guys come up with, you can do it in any of the engines, I feel. You could probably make it in RPG Maker MV because even RPG Maker MV has the scripting features. Let's see. Mike Carr says the Breckies fit is great. Yeah, go to Breckies. Cooley's laughing here. Kane says, yeah, it's great font size, even for my blind eyes kappa. Yeah. I mean, look, accessibility. Am I right? Like, am I the best streamer or what? No. But yeah, I know it's a little misleading. I know the stream says I've been live for only 46 minutes, but that's not the case. I actually crashed in the middle of it, so I probably will head out here in a bit. I gotta finish editing my videos here. But yeah, I'm glad I was able to answer a bunch of questions here. But let's see, we did the follow up. Oh yes, let's see if we can do two-layer timestamps. Da 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 da. All right, what kind of sound, background music does this game need? When you look at it, what's the vibe we get with the background music? Do 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 do. Disco Foo says, "What language is that?" It's GD script. This in particular is GD script. Oh, I can't get to the time. What shall I ever do? I do think that it would be a cool idea to have different color background as a main background. Pick up. I'm here now. Mike Carr says needs a pop type music soundtrack. Pop type in this game? Really? Give me an example. Give me an artist, rather. Okay. Hey, yo. Now this one. Okay. Layer 2 activated. I love it. I love it. It's working. Also, it's not working. Look at the scale. This is in the right scale and this is the double scale. Let's see. Mike R says, like a retro platformer, poppy and upbeat. Poppy and upbeat? But what about this mysterious, magical, fantastical library feel? Do-do, 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 do-do. Is that the? This cool says, okay, back to the question I had. I had slow internet, so I couldn't listen properly. Anyways, I did back up the animations before I deleted them, and I put them back in the same directory. Exactly same name, same file. Were you able to open the animation in other project? I mean, that would be the question. Because right now the debugging is that, is the animation file the problem? Is it on? Or is it the project issue? And you need to nail that down first, is how I would think. So I would think that you would want to try to load that animation in or that file in a different project first. Blue Fox Studio says, so have you made the berries throwing water on you when it's redeemed? Yes, I have. Check it out. I know you requested that. Mike R says, no, I already read that. Arcadiod says top equals time thing. Top equals time thing? Ooh, I think my YouTube is lagging now. I think my YouTube stream is struggling now. Maybe we have too many people out here. Oh, Bokonon, I haven't seen you in a while. You know what? You know, thanks for the raid, Hypnotic. That is very exciting. Did the bottle get thrown? Did you see the thrown bottle? I think this is a good stopping point, honestly. I got the second layer going. I just need to do a little bit more level design for next time. And I'm going to drink water here for Blue Fox. Discool says, I couldn't open the engine at all with or without animation, so I don't know. But I think it might be the project, but it just happened to crash when I deleted it. Also, YouTube is fine now. I see. I don't know. The little stream thing says the little stream the little stream indicator health thing says it's poor bit rate, unfortunately. Hey, Fitzpa. By the way, thanks for being a member, Fitzpa. I didn't properly thank you because I didn't see you do that on stream. Look at us, all the supporters. Beautiful. We're growing our berry farm out here. Blue Fox says, I redeemed it and didn't see it. What do you mean? I just saw it here. Look. I saw it. I saw somebody throw here. Yeah, see? Right there? Right here. It happens. I don't exactly know when it happens, but it happens. And I saw it. I promise. The bottle got thrown. Somebody back me up here. I'm not crazy. Fitzpa says, no longer have audio and YouTube stream. Okay. It's back. Okay. I do think that it's about time that I stop streaming here because my signal is crazy, seems like. I was just saying, Fitzpa, thanks for the member support. I appreciate it. I didn't properly thank you because you weren't live when you did that, I don't think. Mel Gibbs says, looking at how Unity had 2,700 employees at 2019 and then went publicly traded and rose to 7,700 by 2023. Guess if you throw more cooks in the kitchen, it still takes 10 minutes to boil an egg. Yeah, exactly. You can only get so fast. I mean, this is such a corporate thing, being like, oh, throw money and people at a problem and hope that it solves things. But, it's whatever. Discool says, one last thing. Can you direct me somewhere that might be able to help my problem? Unity. Let's see. Let's take a look. If you have Twitch, I'm sure there are plenty of Unity developers out here. You go tag Unity. Hello, Unity. I would say one of these people should know what that is. Sorry. Have you tried? Have you tried? I'm sure there's Discord somewhere too, or better yet, a tweet at Unity. Sorry, Discool. I wish I could help you, but it seems like my ability and knowledge is limited here. Kay says they didn't hire any UI UX engineers for their editors for sure. Oh, why would they need to? It's not like game requires UX and UI. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. The corporate world and their leadership, it's crazy. Don't get me started. Let's see. Blue Fox says I didn't see the bottle. I'm going on strike. My message will now consist of... Hey, no, I swear there was a bottle. Here, let me see. I'm going to redeem it myself. See, I'm over here. And then Hydrate gets redeemed. 5 minutes. I can't show you, I guess. Sorry, y'all. Well, seems like JD just went away. I was about to raid. I guess I'll just go to Jitspo. Jitspo raided me once. Maybe they'll raid me back later. Discool says, no, it's fine. Thanks for entertainment, though. Yeah, no problem. Blue Fox says, my messages will now consist of multiple dots. No, the sadness. Devi says, no, the sadness. It's okay. I'll be here again on Wednesday if everything goes right. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you around. my day doesn't end here, unfortunately for me. And hope and pray that I can be here every day someday and release game. We're going to monetize and finish games together, and we will strike against a corporate world. We will not go back to corporate world. Save me, y'all. Save me. All right. 3BL Discool says, bye world, and you got free subscribe. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. All right, I'll see you around. Bye, Twitch. And then I'm going to have to say bye to YouTube separately because I can't raid out with YouTube, unfortunately.